serve the earth, serve nature, serve the universe, serve God. But first you got to know what that is. And what did he just say? It's given to you know the mystery. The kingdom is given to the truth to know the mystery. The kingdom is within yourself, so within yourself is the solution to the mystery, so you know these things. Ahmad says, God worshipped. But Ahmad says, Allah is served. Big difference. And when you, a lot of you on television have problems with this because you hear Allah. And when you think of Allah, you hear people with turbans, and sneaking in the cars by, and, blowing up the World Trade Center and all this crazy stuff. It has nothing to do with that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. I know very personally, and Joan does too, some Sufi Muslims, and they're every bit as gentle as you are seeking to be, every bit as tuned into nature as you're seeking to be, and every bit as separated from all the violence of fundamental religion as you're seeking to be. Allah is served, and he says, discover your inner self and potential, and allow this potential to develop as you have been created. Now, let's go one step further into this. And AHMED HULUSI, the Sufi Muslim, will take us and show us why is Allah served. Why? That's the next question. Why is Allah served? And the answer is in Muslim, the reason is Allah is Ahad. Allah is Ahad. A-H-A-D. In other words, this is what, okay? Now this is what it means. Listen very carefully. There is not an Allah and a separate universe. Let me repeat it. There is not Allah and a separate universe. And Ahmad says, it is nonsense to think of a universe and a separate God. How could that be? How could that possibly be? Yet that is the essence of our belief. That is the total essence of our belief, that there is a God who is on a planet somewhere. How could it be? How could that be God and be separate from everything in the universe? And Ahmad says, we teach that God is omnipresent and omniscient, yet we try to separate God from nature. If you see a dolphin jumping out of the ocean, God's jumping out of the ocean. God is the ocean that's jumping out of itself. Because if God is separate from anything, then it cannot be God. Can't be. You can't have it both ways. You can't have omnipresent, omniscient. It's in everything, it is everything, and then say that it's separate. But understand something. Muhammad's Allah is not God. Muhammad's Allah is Ahad. And you know what Ahad is? Ahad is infinite everything. Infinite everything. That's why God is worshipped. Forget it. Allah is served because you are serving as a flowing oneness with everything that is nature, everything that is universal, everything that is cosmic, everything that is human, everything that is animal, everything that lives and breathes. That's all. That's how you serve that. Now I want to show you something really interesting. The dimension that he's speaking of now is called in the Muslim Alim Afal, meaning the universe of action. The universe of action which comes into being through the senses. I touch it, I see it, I smell it, I hear it, I speak it. Right now I'm speaking it. Right now you're hearing it, you're seeing it, you're feeling it, you're understanding it. And images of consciousness are all part of this infinite everything. The total essence of thought and knowledge. And Ahmad says everything, physical and non-physical is Allah. And if you have trouble with it, forget it. Everything physical and non-physical is God. So call it whatever you want to do. So now we come to the nitty-gritty. The interesting point here, as we come to this nitty-gritty, understanding that everything physical is being taught not only through Sufi Muslims, but taught by Jesus Christ. Look with me at page 847, Luke 11:52. This is probably the most important, one of the most important scriptures from the Christian base of reading Scripture. I can't think of one that I could say would prove the point of what's being stressed here tonight and prove the point. I don't know how else it could be worded any better than it is. Luke chapter 11, verse 52, Jesus talking to the lawgivers, the ones who interpret the Bible. He says, "Woe unto you, lawyers, you have taken away the key of knowledge. You entered not in yourselves. And them that were entering in, you hindered." And do you know something? I don't know what church you may go to, and you may be a pastor, you may be an evangelist, whatever. Do you know that there's a very good chance that you are hindering people from entering in themselves and would draw the wrath of this Jehoshua down on yourself? In the very same way, he would say, "Woe unto you, you don't understand. You're not entering in yourself, and you're hindering people from entering in." That should be studied very hard by all of the fundamentalists today who don't understand meditation and who label it as some kind of evil. You have to enter in yourself. Why do you have to enter in yourself? The reason that you have to enter in yourself is covered by Ahmad Hulusi in this Sufi Muslim thing we're doing. Because he says no matter what kind of knowledge you can ever acquire, you can never understand the original being of the universe as long as you are dependent on data acquired through the five senses.